Hi everyone, Dave Bradshaw here alongside RevPro booker and owner Andy Quildan, where we have just come off air from what was a pretty eventful live in London 101 Up. There's so much happened, I really don't know where to start, but I guess the place to start would be our main event, that undisputed British tag team title match, and moreover what came out of the end of that match, which is that at Uprising in Cardiff, December 14th, we are going to have a three-way undisputed British heavyweight championship match. Charles Samuels, Jay Joshua, and the youngest in charge, Leon Slater. Andy, what's your reaction to that?
Well, take a deep breath, Dave, because that list of names alone, it gets you excited. But I said at the top of the broadcast today, didn't I, that this is going to be a chaotic and historic night, and a chaotic and historic night is exactly what we witnessed, culminating with just absolute carnage.
Bedlam.
Yeah. Right. And it seems to be, I don't know, it's something in the air in the Portchester Hall, or is it one of those things where it's super fight season again here in RevPro as we're approaching Uprising 2025, which is coming to a Vale Arena in Cardiff on December 14th. But like you say, it's the undisputed British Heavyweight Championship, the most prestigious championship gold in all of independent professional wrestling, is being competed for by three of the very best to ever do it. And you know, Leon Slater is going to be cashing in that trophy. We'd heard earlier in the night that Charles Samuels, he won for winning the Trios Grand Prix, which is actually going on RevPro on demand this week, I promise you. You know, we had heard earlier on in the night that Charles Samuels said to Jay Joshua, if you stay out of my tag team championship match, I'm going to give you an undisputed British heavyweight championship match in your hometown with your friends and family watching. And I know firsthand how that feels, because of course Charles Samuels, when he captured the heavyweight championship for a second time, he had all his friends, all his family in attendance, and he knows how special that moment was, and he knows how much Jay Joshua's family and friends means to him, and the fact that, you know, he's going to be able to go home and have the opportunity at competing for the heavyweight championship, the main event of our final flagship show of the year. He knows how important that opportunity is for Jay, and he knew it'd be enough to keep him out of that undisputed British Tag Team Championship match.
He did. But although if he was expecting that was going to make sure he had a nice end to his night, it wasn't quite the case, was it, for Charles Samuels?
I know. Like, you can say what you want about Jay Joshua, but at least he was honest.
No, he was on it. I'm not disputing that. But I mean, Jay Joshua, Leon Slater, the rest of the Slater dojo, which now includes Harry, also attacking Charles Samuels. It was a terrible night, really, in the end, for the undisputed British heavyweight champion. Much better night, though, for the undisputed British tag team champions, the Young Guns, who won that main event. And that means, of course, that next week, live in Sheffield, it's the Young Guns against Jay Joshua and Connor Mills for the titles.
Absolutely, a rematch from the epic encounter, the contest where the Young Guns became the undisputed British tag team champions for the first time. And what a contest that was in Wolverhampton. Now Sheffield have got the privilege of seeing it. Main event next week, live in Sheffield. It's one of those things, isn't it, where we just roll week after week after week with just big show after big show after big show, and everything is of consequence. And this is the times we are living right now, and this is a time when I genuinely believe we're going to look back on and just be so thankful. And we're going to look at it, you know, they say like, what do they say about the good old days? You don't realise you're living the good old days till they're gone, right? Yeah. And I don't want to sound all like pessimistic and stuff, but like, we are living the good days right now, I promise you. And I say this with the benefit of 13 years experience here in Revolution Pro Wrestling. I've been around British wrestling, working within British wrestling for over 20 years. And I've never had a time like this where week after week, we've had times whereby we might hit a big show once every month or once every couple of months, but we're doing this week in, week out, week in, week out. Next week, Sheffield, 1 week off, Coventry. Do you know what I mean?
And then we headed back to London again.
Back to Portchester Hall, then to Cardiff, Christmas.
Do you hear we got quite a big anniversary show next year as well?
Yeah. Just going to a little place called Wembley.
Yeah, Wembley Arena, August 29th next year. That's all coming up as well. Saying what you just said, though, about we're not realising we're in the good times. Like, we did say something along those lines at the end of the undisputed British Cruiserweight Championship match tonight, after Nino Bryant and Leon Cage put on an instant classic. Leo Rush then coming out to the ring and challenging Bryant as well. We were saying on commentary that it actually is an incredible time in the Cruiserweight division.
Yeah, well, I think across the divisions, it's an incredible time. That's what I've been parroting for the last few weeks, but my goodness, that Leon Cage and Nino Bryan Cruiserweight Championship match may well be the best Cruiserweight Championship match we've had in Revolution Pro Wrestling history. Look, I'm saying this, there's obviously recency bias, right? So you would have to go and look through the archives. There has been some absolute bangers in the past, but as far as two young wrestlers who are growing side by side, week after week, month after month, does it get any better than Leon Cage and Nino Bryan? Let's not forget Leon Cage is doing this after a 5-month-long layoff, right? And in that time, Nino Bryan has, for my money, developed into one of the best wrestlers in the world. I genuinely believe this when I say this. His championship reign, I think when it's all said and done, will go down as historic, because look at the matches he's been having. He's, competed Leon Cage tonight, that classic with Joe Lando, that match with Cameron Kai. Now we know what's next for him, and it's a huge challenge for him because he's going up against a man who he competes against in his Revolution Pro Wrestling singles debut.
I remember.
In the same building, because I can announce tonight it's going to happen November 23rd. The undisputed British Cruiserweight Championship will be on the line. It's going to be Nino Bryan going one-on-one with Lio Rush.
Is that better or worse for Nino Bryan, given he has that memory of losing to Lio Rush in that building, but it's still kind of a happy memory because it was sort of his breakout weekend.
He had that memory of losing to Leon Cage at the biggest show up to that point he'd ever done, High Stakes 2025 live from the Doncaster Dome. He had that memory fresh in his mind tonight, and he smashed it. This is a different Nino Bryan.
Mm-hmm.
British J Cup.
Yep.
Chris Ridgway.
Well, we said there's no doubt now, right? He, the key word is undisputed, and he is the undisputed British Cruiserweight champion.
You were disputing
after what? I said if he wins, then he's answered all the critics, and he won. And I think you've got to hold your hands up and say Nino Bryan very much at the top of the mountain, but Lio Rush is climbing fast, and we'll see how that goes in Coventry in a couple of weeks. I want to talk about the Cutthroat Collective because we were supposed to find out clearly who was going to be the leader of the Cutthroat Collective when it was Nina Samuels against Sapphire Reed tonight. We did kind of find out who the leader is, certainly out of those two, because one of them is no longer in the group, but it's the person who won who is gone.
There's a lot of games being played in Revolution Pro Wrestling. You talk about the Slater Dojo. You talk about there's a plan. I understand that when the backstage comments come out, I understand there's a very telling story told by Liam Slater, putting all the strings.
He's a genius.
Yeah, and we saw the same, similar. At least you can pull parallels between the way Liam Slater operates and the way the new leader of the Cutthroat Collective, Sapphire Reed, operates. And of course, booting Nina Samuels out of the Cutthroat Collective, despite the fact that Nina won that leadership contest, and it looked like Sapphire Reed has had a replacement lined up. And you can look before the summer, before the anniversary show, the build up to anniversary show. Sapphire Reed offered that shirt to Anita Vaughan, and everything went quiet. We still saw Anita Vaughan and Sapphire Reed operating around the United Kingdom with each other. But everything went quiet in RevPro, didn't it? And they say the calm comes before a storm, and a storm there was when Anita Vaughan, Mercedes Blaze, and Sapphire Reed laid waste, quite literally, to Nina Samuels in the middle of the ring. I'm sure Nina Samuels will be looking for revenge, but the problem is, where Nina Samuels has been running around with this Cutthroat Collective, she's not got any friends.
No.
In the nicest possible way,
But the Cutthroat Collective now are starting to build up enemies, among them former members, because Nina Samuels, obviously Alex Windsor.
But I can't see, I genuinely can't see Alex Windsor wanting to team with Nina Samuels.
No, I don't think, no.
I have that shot.
No, I don't know. I agree. I don't think they're going to want to team together. But my point being that the Cutthroat Collective, even if their enemies are divided, the number of enemies is increased.
Absolutely. And then you ask the question, have the Cutthroat Collective got their sights set on any other new members? So it's a surefire way to make an impact. If you've got to look at it and say, look, if you're in the women's division here in Revolution Pro Wrestling, you're looking to make an impact. what better way is there to make an impact than joining the Cutthroat Collective? So I think it's quite a lucrative, quite an attractive prospect for any of our women's division to be looking at, or anyone from the outside looking to come in to want to join the Cutthroat Collective. So,
although there's statistically a pretty high chance you end up getting violently booted out.
Play with fire.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah.
Well, there's so much we could talk about from the rest of tonight. I do want to spend a little bit of time looking forward. We've already looked a bit at Sheffield this coming Sunday. We already talked that there's going to be the undisputed British tag team titles on the line. Another match, though, that was made for Sheffield tonight was Ricky Knight Jr., straight after his win over JJ Gale tonight. He's going to be facing a returning Leighton Buzzard, El Capitan, who has unfinished business with RKJ, and they're going to settle that unfinished business on Sunday in Sheffield.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, Leighton Buzzard and Ricky Knight Jr., they had just a great match in Southampton a few months back. But obviously, Leighton Buzzard's last memories in Revolution Pro Wrestling will be looking up at the lights after Ricky Knight Jr. beat the snot out of him. It's a match that Leighton Buzzard won, but Ricky Knight Jr. beat him so badly, he felt like he had to go to Japan to find himself again. And that's interesting because he was coming off of a very long layoff as it was. But he said like he really wanted, it was a bit of a soul searching mission when he went.
I think the reality check, what Ricky Knight did.
Yeah, but he wanted to remember who El Capitan was, what El Capitan felt like. And I feel like, he feels like he knows now. And I feel like as a result, now he's going to be more dangerous for Ricky Knight Jr. I don't think Ricky Knight Jr. should be taking this lightly in the slightest, but at the moment, I don't know what's going into Ricky Knight Jr. It's just like, since he lost that undisputed British Heavyweight Championship, everything's just water off a duck's back. He doesn't,
he didn't seem concerned at the challenge.
No, he didn't seem concerned at the challenge, but then I think back to last month, the way he beat Trent Seven, the old Ricky Knight Jr. wouldn't have wanted to take a victory like that, with the help of the machine. He just shrugged it off, had his arm raised, the way he beat JJ Gale tonight. The assist from David Francisco, but feet on the ropes, those ropes again, shrugged that off. Challenge of Leighton Buzzard, shrugged that off, It
makes me even more nervous about Ricky Knight Jr., this version of him.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. And I'll be very intrigued to see this contest. This is going to be great, having Leighton Buzzard back in Revolution Pro Wrestling again, further strengthening the ranks, for adding further depth to our roster. We've got I genuinely believe this is the most talented roster we've ever had. And that's saying something, right? When you look at the over the years and rosters we've had, but this is it. This is the most talented and youngest roster we've ever had. And
that's just for the British guys. Because, you think about some of the international talent we still have coming in. Great to see the Good Brothers again. So another victory for them.
They set on the tag team champion.
They're exactly in hot pursuit of those tag team titles. Alan Angels here again tonight.
He'll be in action next week as well.
Of course, and he's not the only one, right? We've got other international stars in Sheffield next week.
Yeah. I do want to say, last time we were here, I said that Shigehiro Irie would be returning in Sheffield. I got the dates wrong. It was when we were in Lyon. I was sat there. I was like, the lights were blinding. But he's actually going to be returning to RevPro November 23rd when the HMV Empire in Coventry. Okay, next weekend, one called Manders will be in action,
which in itself is
the
great.
Return of Manders, and let's just give it all away today. Who cares?
Do it.
One called Manders will be going 1-on-1 with Trent Seven.
Ooh.
This summer in Sheffield. So you add that to the already announced matches, you start getting excited, right?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then so much coming up, as we said, Coventry and then London again, start of the next month, and then Uprising. What an end to the year we're shaping up to have.
It's what we do in Revolution Pro Wrestling. And again, I can't emphasize enough just how much we need everyone's support and how much we appreciate everyone's support. And I feel like we are doing this slowly but surely. We're doing this one fan at a time. So, there's more people in the Portchester Hall tonight than any time at the 229 ever. It was slightly down on last month, but look, it's good returns here, right?
Well, those who didn't come back, you missed out.
You absolutely missed out. There was lots of people, I was speaking to people who were like, this is my first time here, and that's what's so great to hear. And when people start to find out, we're here every month at the Portchester Hall, it's just going to grow and grow and grow. And it's got this venue where we've got the room for the extra capacity. We've actually got the capacity to grow. actively do everything we can to kind of grow it. And I'm excited.
And by the way, we're keeping it affordable as well.
Yeah,
those season tickets for 2026 on sale now as well.
Absolutely.
So if you want to save money by buying all of your tickets for Portchester Hall all in one go, you can do that as well. Mind blowing! What a night! Unbelievable stuff here live in London. We're going to do it all again this coming Sunday in Sheffield. I'm going to let you go and have a lie down, Andy, and we will see you up north.
Yeah, I think tickets for Wembley are going to go on sale next week, and not this week coming, the week after, from a 10th of, I think the pre-sale, everything goes well, 10th of November. So
we've got so much going on. I sometimes forget that we're going to Wembley Arena, but we actually are in August next year. Unbelievable.
Well, I'm definitely going. Dave's still on probation. So.
I know a secret way in. Andy, thank you. We will see you in Sheffield this coming Sunday. Thank you for watching. We'll see you there as well.